Live from the Export Beer Garden Studios, this is the Yours Please Omnibus for Thursday, the 29th of May.
The Agenda Podcast, the home of sporting nonsense and claptrap. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
Right, before we get into Yours Please, because obviously we get dozens and dozens of Yours Pleases each week, Mashi. And we're going to spend Thursdays going through all of them because we value that you've taken the time out to do a Yours Please, so we're going to play them all. But before we get into this, the race that stopped no nations, or probably didn't stop anything except, 7 middle-aged men and one young female intern.
Yes.
And that was the relay race between Hauraki Breakfast and Hauraki Drive. Here's some audio highlights of what went down yesterday.
Thank God. Today is the day. We're finally here at AUT Millennium for the Radio Hauraki Big Show versus Bricky Show 4x100 metre relay. G Lane, of course, racing in Team Bricky. I imagine they've got it in the bag, but we're here to find out. All right. Cheers, mate. All right, G Lane, thoughts, predictions, how are you feeling?
I've just been roped into this, mate. I've got nothing to lose and nothing to gain, really. I'm just filling up space, just wasting oxygen. But I will say this. If I'm beating Hoyt on the final straight, I'm going to turn around and run straight at him.
The rousing stuff, you hit it here first. We're on the final straight now. ACC Head G Lane against Hoity J. Absolute scenes as G Lane turns around and flips a bird to Hoity J. Anticlimactic. G Lane, come over here, mate. Well, that went exactly how we thought it was going to go.
Yep, an injury, blowout. Yeah, hollow though, wasn't it?
It was. Chris Key, by the way, he's out injured. I think he pulled up lame, a hip issue. We'll come back to it later. We'll check the footage. But first and foremost, congratulations, mate. So much to kind of go over there. What exactly happened? You were running second, is that right?
I was. I thought I might have outrun Rooter off the blocks.
I was
feeling around and I couldn't find it. By the time I looked up, Keezy was about 50 metres ahead of me. He shrieked, pulled up lame. To be honest, I thought he was foxing and then he was going to gas me at the end. And when he didn't, I knew something was up. When I went to hand the baton to Zoe, she actually outran me and I had to tell her to wait so I could get the baton to her. I checked on Keezy. No obvious deformity in the muscle, so it's still attached to the bone, but he's done a quad. We knew someone would. I don't think anyone thought it'd be Keezy. How'd you go, Lane? Did we win?
Okay. Went over and backwards doing the fingers.
Well done. Well, there are some of the highlights that I managed to capture yesterday at Millennium Stadium.
It's exactly how I predicted it.
Yeah.
One team was going to win by miles due to a horrific injury or a bad mistake. And after Keezy, he was taking things very seriously. They didn't want to lose. They thought they had it in the bag.
Yeah.
They were giving fake times to the breakfast show, leaving bits of paper around the studio with fake times. Blah, blah, blah. They looked at our times. Didn't quite realise that they'd been fudging those as well. And then, lo and behold, their quickest member of their team, Keezy, came out of the blocks too hard, strained his quad. You would have thought he'd snapped his femur in half by the way he was screaming and went down and got wheelchaired off by St. John's.
Yesterday I saw a pair of crutches, a wheelchair, a lot of ice, all for what was just I believe a strained quad muscle. Dramatic is the word that comes to mind.
So dramatic. And from then on, they were done because the baton got given to Jason Hoyt at the same time as the baton got given to me. And I think I coasted next to him.
Yeah, you did.
For about 20 or 30 metres, and then I just dropped the hammer, got about 20, 30 metres ahead, turned around, ran the last 10 backwards, doing the fingers to him. I thought about running it straight back at him, but the sight of him was just he was so feeble.
It was all a bit sad, wasn't it, by the end of it?
It was a bit anticlimactic, to be honest.
Yeah.
They were genuinely pissed off that they lost. But, I mean, like I said at the start of that, I had nothing to lose, nothing to gain from being involved in that because the deal was after the radio awards, you have to do the other person's show. They'll weasel their way out of that, the big show.
There was a medal as well, which was exciting. There was a presentation at the end of the 4x100 metre relay.
Yeah, and what I did the Sonny Bill Williams. I went over to Keezy and I gave him, while he was sitting in the wheelchair.
Yeah, he loved that.
They wheeled him underneath an eave so it will stop raining on him like he's just some sort of loser. And he's in there on his own in the wheelchair. And I came over and I Sonny Bill Williams, gave him my winner's medal. Said, It's okay, man. You're the winner.
And
his answer was, fuck you, Lane.
Someone forgot to tell Keezy that for a pulled muscle, you can still walk on it.
Yeah.
I've seen many blown hammies calves, quads in my cricket days, and never have I ever seen one reduce a man to a wheelchair.
It was pretty funny. The feigned care from Hoyt. Hoyt already had his satchel on, that had nothing in it. He had his pants on. He was like, I'm out. He goes, I'm out.
So relieved it wasn't him.
He was, I'm out here. He put everything on, and then he looked over at Keezy. It's like, so mate, what are they doing with you?
Mate.
And he goes, I think Pugs is going to drive my car home or drive me home. I was like, you can still drive, mate.
That's not going to impact my ride back to the studio, is it, mate?
Yeah, there wasn't much sympathy being shown from the teammates. No, stormed off to his car going, I didn't see that coming.
No.
Got in his car, drove off.
It would have been interesting if Keezy on the second leg, by the way, if you have missed it, I'm sure it's all over socials by now, but Keezy on the second leg pretty much straight away blew out his quad. He still almost beat Mania. If that hadn't have happened, I would have been quite intrigued to see where the race ended up, because Mania wasn't filling me with confidence.
Let's be fair. He pulled that within the first 20 metres and he limped, and he had such a big lead over Mania.
Yeah.
They still changed battens at the same time.
That's right.
And and then that was all over them, because I knew Pugs did beat Zoe, but not by much. And Hoyt was so keen to be at the top of the changeover zone, so you only had to run 80 metres.
Yeah.
He ran out of the zone and had to come back and take the baton.
Yeah, no,
he
you had them mentally beat by the time you even started the race, I think. It was too much for them. They played the occasion, not the match, and it was a disaster.
He also had to wear a GoPro on his chest.
That was a great behind-the-scenes yarn, actually.
And he was not happy about it.
No, he was pissed. He was worried about the aerodynamicism. That
was the least of his worries. Anyway, thank God that's over, because everyone can stop talking about it. We don't have to punish people's ear holes with the race that stopped No Nation.
Yeah, congrats to you though, mate.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, I took a lot out of it. I wish I'd been able to chase Hoyt down over. I wish he'd got a 50-metre lead and be able to mow him down. That's what I was most excited about. I had butterflies thinking I can just see me just mowing him down.
I know we want to leave this behind us, and it's the right thing to do. But curiosity is still wandering, and I can't help but think I'd love to know exactly how far ahead Jason Hoyt would have to be before he would beat you in a 100-metre race.
Well, that's what I was
thinking. Because after seeing what I saw yesterday, I'm pretty sure even with about an 80-metre head start, you still might be able to mow him down.
I was thinking that. It's like, could this be the rematch where he gets a 50-metre head start?
Yeah. I think you could take him on 50-metre head start. Anyway, that's enough of that. No more relay chat for the next at least decade.
Oh, thank God.
No doubt the Hauraki Big Show will bring out another challenge at some point.
Yeah, run it straight.
Will they probably do the radio show that they were supposed to do if they lost on behalf of the Breakfast Show? I doubt it.
Maybe the Breakfast Show will get their way, because what they wanted to do was a eggs 3 ways, judged by Nadia Lim. Do a poached egg, scrambled egg, and a fried egg.
Is that right?
And they wanted to do that, and Nadia Lim would be the judge.
Yeah.
And they obviously, Big Show smelled a rat, because obviously Jason's known for screaming at Nadia Lim, cook the man some fucking eggs.
Yeah. Well,
obviously that wasn't. He did that before Jake the Muss did that.
Did he?
That's
Is that right?
Some people haven't even seen Once for Warriors, so they just think it's Jason Hoyt's yelled, cook the man some fucking eggs.
That's what my partner thinks.
Yes.
That's quite good.
So he's been stuck. He's got that millstone around his neck.
Yeah.
And so they smelt a rat on that one, because they could see it was going to turn into a bit of a content coal mine. So they were like, nah, that's silly. Let's do a relay.
Okay.
Now he looks silly.
Is that how it all started?
Yeah.
From egg 3 ways?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Judged by Nadia Lim, which would have been fucking funny, because Jace would have been so uncomfortable.
Yeah, he would have been. We talked to Nadia Lim not that long ago about that, actually.
Breath of fresh air.
Before the end of the Matt and Jerry show. She was, she remembered it fondly.
Yeah.
She remembered being very confused at the time.
Yeah, she reacted the right way. She was like,
oh,
okay.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, shall we get into this yours, please? Omnibus, for God's sake.
Well, we'll put it. Maybe we should just leave a little bit of distance between the relay chat and the yours, please.
That's a good idea.
We'll take a break, and then we're going to come back with everyone's yours, please, omnibus. Don't forget, Mashi, it's the very last day to be New Zealand's next top commentator and call the Super Rugby final live on iHeartradio. Last day to get your applications in. Download the iHeartradio app. Use that talkback function that you've been using for all our talkbacks. If you don't have it, just download iHeart. Where we'll pick the best commentator. You and a mate will call the final. More details, text MAX to 3236. Otherwise, we'll see you at the final. Let's get into it.
Yours, please. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
Rightio, all the ones we couldn't get round to throughout the week. First one, yours, please.
Hey guys, just want to throw this one out. I'm a big Warriors fan. However, I've been thinking recently, I reckon the West Tigers will win a premiership before the Warriors do. Oh. I also reckon AFC will win the A-League before the Warriors do. What are your guys' thoughts on that one? Cheers, guys.
I don't agree with this Tigers one. I don't know why, but the Auckland FC one I do. However, Auckland FC got a free pass on the salary cap in their first year. If you're a new franchise, your first year, no salary cap.
Right. So are you saying,
is that going to make a difference?
Suggesting that that's as good as it's going to get for Auckland FC?
No, I'm just saying, is that going to make a difference? I've got no visuals on their books, so I don't know how much they spent and how much they didn't. So, but will it? I don't know.
You'll also have to forgive me. I don't know how it works in terms of first season to second season carryover. Like if you blow your load in the first season on whatever it might be, can you then take the? Can you still? You know what I mean? If they're under the guidelines of a salary cap in their second season,
surely you're adhering to it in the first. Yeah. Anyway, apart from maybe a couple of players that you knew were going to leave, like the South American dude.
That's quite a technical approach to the question. I think the Tigers one's interesting. I think that's just a vibe statement, and I can kind of understand how he's got there. It's because he's just so hurt as a Warriors fan.
Yeah, could you say that about any of the NRL teams?
That's right. So
I win it before the Warriors.
Contributor, I admire what you've done there, but I think you're just so hurt that you've just picked the worst team that you can think of and go, these guys are going to win one before we are. And I understand that as a Man United fan. I totally get it. I hear. But I think if you're actually playing the stats game and you're actually having a look at the way that the two clubs are set up right now, you'd have to surely back the Wires to win a championship, a premiership before the Tigers.
Such a good development program. Like their underage team, their age group team kicks ass.
Yeah.
The development team, their B team, kicks ass every week.
That's right.
But all the other clubs just come over and cherry pick all the players and take them back. It's such a good development through the Warriors. So it's bound to happen. Yeah,
it's the final third.
Sure, it's bound to happen at some stage. I don't know when. But Auckland FC, interesting one. I mean, they've obviously got a great setup, and I think they will win. This is almost following the same model as the Golden Knights ice hockey team in Vegas,
who are also owned by Bill Foley.
Yes, in their first year, they made the Stanley Cup final and lost. And what did they win it 4 years later? 5 years later, they eventually won it.
Okay.
And I'd imagine that Bill Foley was probably watching this going, God damn it.
Yeah, I've
seen this before.
Yeah, Matt Heath's take on this was good, I thought. I thought that maybe winning in your first year actually takes the shine off it. So I think maybe long-term Auckland FC not winning is not actually the end of the world. But I think they're going to win it sooner than 5 years away.
They'll be there or thereabouts.
I think so, man.
They'll be there or thereabouts in the next 5 years.
Was there another part to that question?
No, that was it.
Okay.
That was the FC will win before the Warriors. I think that's you put your money on that.
Yep.
The Tigers one, maybe.
If I was to give an order on it, I'd go Auckland FC, I'd then go Wires, and then I'd go Tigers.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, next one, yours, please.
Auckland FC can suck a fucking dick. Shut up. The Phoenix have been around for time. This is your first season. Auckland, shut the fuck up. All right? You haven't been in these trenches, brother. You haven't done the hard graft, all right? Auckland just fucking forgets about the rest of the country. No one likes you, Auckland. Like, no one. Get fucked. Cunt. Love you as fuck.
That's a great... I was waiting for that. Where were the rest of the Phoenix fans when that comes? And don't you accuse me of not being in the trenches. I've been a New Zealand cricket fan for 35 years, okay? So 35 years. And do you realise how shit we were through the 90s and early 2000s? We were so shit. We would celebrate a victory against Sri Lanka like we'd won the World Cup.
Yeah.
If every now and then we'd beat Australia, like 1 out of 20 games, and we would party like we had just run the Triple Crown. Like... That, my friend, is being in the trenches. Okay,
so that contributor there is he upset with you? Is he upset with us?
I think there's a general vibe, and I think they got it right, the Phoenix, because they said the reason we don't get as much media is because we're not based in Auckland.
Yeah,
and
they've been shit for a long time.
But then they went no, and then Auckland FC arrived, and all the media is about Auckland FC because all the media are based up here. So David Dome got that right at the start. He's so got it right.
I think I said this in a previous podcast. The way that the media works in this country is fantastic. All it takes is I mean, we've seen it all year. All the New Zealand Herald journalists and staff journalists and whoever you want to name have been invited down to a corporate box at least twice this season.
Yeah,
and that's all it takes for 3-4 front page articles to be about, Auckland FC.
So, yeah, I mean, I feel for the Phoenix fans because someone's coming to take a massive shit right in the middle of the dinner plate.
They have.
They have.
And I sympathise with that. I know
Get a billionaire.
I know hurt when I hear it, and there was hurt there.
There was a lot of hurt, and he would have been celebrating hard on Saturday night when he lost.
Yeah.
But get a billionaire up, You got old Jacko down there, Peter Jackson.
Yeah, get a billionaire.
He's worth billionaires. He's worth billions. Like, can Jacko throw you a bloody bone?
Are you talking about director of Lord of the Rings, Jacko?
Yes, Peter Jackson. Peter Jackson
You've given him some personality by giving him the nickname Jacko.
Yeah. Get Jacko down there. Jacko, go and buy the Phoenix.
Yep.
Because that was a bit of a bugbear for a lot of the fans. It's like, you're owned by 3 billionaires. Sure. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
But you've got a few down there. I mean, Bob Jones, would have been a good option.
Bob Jones would have been a great option.
It would have been a great option.
Yeah.
But no longer with us. But Jacko is probably the richest. He's probably the richest man in Wellington, surely.
I think he's definitely the richest man in Wellington.
Because also you got who was the other guy? Taylor from Weta Workshop. He's probably worth a few $100 million.
Oh yeah, he's doing all right as well.
So
but again, the same remit.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings took away so much from New Zealand. Now it's time for them to give back.
You think maybe Lord of the Rings should look at maybe being the jersey sponsor of the Wellington Phoenix next year?
Yeah, I reckon we should.
Combine forces.
They should be called the Wellington Hobbits.
The Phoenix going to have to do something. We were reading earlier today that the fucking Hobbits.
The Wraiths. The Wellington Wraiths would be mean.
Yeah. A name change is dramatic.
No, just lean into the fact you would lean into the Lord of the Rings and get Jacko to buy some players.
For that contributor's sake, I hope that article we were reading this morning about Kostas Barbarousis leaving the Wellington Phoenix and potentially eyeing up Auckland FC doesn't come true.
That same day, David.
Mm.
The same day that a striker from Auckland FC says, I've done with my year, the same day the leading goal scorer for Phoenix says, I'm moving on.
Yeah.
I was like, surely. People are going, no, surely not.
Yeah.
Rumours are he's not. He's going to Australia. That's
still
what
A-League
rumour says,
okay.
But still A-League apparently. But the coinky dinky going on there was a bit too much. But hey, call it. Everything's going to be okay.
It is going to be fine.
The derbies will get better. You'll win one derby one day, and it'll be like us beating Australia in the early 2000s at cricket. You will party your ass off, and everything will be okay.
Fuck's sake, G Lane.
Oh, Jesus.
You not just stay away from Auckland FC.
Yeah.
You just had to do something.
Yeah.
You just had to try and angle your way with making some money.
Yep.
Hey.
Now they're lost.
That's a good point.
Fuck's sakes.
Mate.
Couple of points.
Is he done?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think he's done. Yeah.
Couple of points. I'm not making any money from this. This was a charitable act in which I was going to give 4,000 hats away to fans. So, in fact, it was...
But you know how it looks, G Lane? It looks like you might have maybe produced 4,000 hats knowing that there was going to be some kind of final game on at Go Media Stadium a week from now.
Look, leverage...
To sell them.
Leverage... No, I wasn't going to sell them.
Okay, no, that's good to clear up.
I wasn't going to sell them.
Said that yet.
Sure, there might have been some sort of social leverage that was going to come from it, but... that's my prerogative.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
And look...
You win some, lose most.
You win some. And also those hats, we can use those hats.
We'll use them.
You will use them.
Yeah. It is a shame. I sympathise with you, contributor.
I didn't plan the parade.
G Lane is...
Someone planned the parade. Well, I reckon someone in the back room was planning the parade.
Oh, 100%.
So someone has got a bigger curse than me. I bought a bunch of hats that we're going to sell anyway over summer.
Prayers to the person that was planning the parade for Auckland FC.
Someone must have been.
Someone was.
Someone made the call to the council.
And then someone had to get on the phone Monday morning and go, oh, look, sorry.
I don't think they had to make the call.
What we arranged last week, we're just going to have to scrap that.
Look, the hats I can sell over summer, so it's no buggy.
Do you still have a parade for the Premiership plate?
I don't think you can. They did bring them around all the media outlets. That's where you went. Yeah. Are you going to drink?
We weren't allowed to touch it.
No.
Well,
it
had to be. You have to use like a Michael Jackson glove to touch it, or two.
Ooh, gross.
Well, not Michael Jackson's glove. Just a couple of white gloves. Anyway, next one, yours, please.
Oh, fucking yeah, we've had to listen about how good Auckland FC are. Great crowds, great atmosphere, best team. Wellington must be sad.
Yeah.
Just watching the highlights for the fifth fucking time, and it's sweeter every time. Get fucked, Alex Paulson.
Oh, good. Look, it's good to see all the Phoenix fans waking up. But it took a Auckland FC loss for them to finally wake up.
Yeah, it did. The most exciting part of their season is Auckland, their team not playing. Yeah, look, there's, I mean.
Go on, keep them coming. Keep them coming. Like, if we can be your outlet, so be it. Yeah. So be it. Next one, yours, please.
Wife and Caddie, man, you
back.
lost as well. Fuck you.
Jesus.
Oh, mate. You know, that's a good point.
Was that a
actually.
follow-up? Did he follow up because he didn't call you out?
And where was he? He was in a pub or something, wasn't he?
Yes, I think he was. Yeah, so
Yeah, it was a tough
He was
day
dancing
Monday.
on the grave of Auckland FC.
And then he decided to fucking
Double
run
down.
a drive-by on Man United after losing to Tottenham in the Europa
Yep.
League final.
Yep.
Okay, thanks
Yeah,
for that.
it's a good drive-by. Anyone?
It's a great drive-by.
Next one, yours, please.
The Phoenix might be
He's
shit,
back. This guy needs to be put
but
down.
we didn't win either. Fuck you, Auckland.
Jesus. Okay, he needs. Can we place some sort of ban on him on the
we
yours,
need to
please?
put- yeah.
Maybe,
Where is he?
Maybe.
Did he get home, that guy?
I don't know, but that maniacal laugh, it sounded sort of like the Joker.
Yeah, I don't trust it.
Yeah. Did he then just blow up a hospital after that? You know, next one.
Hey fellas,
That's better.
let me get something off my chest.
Okay.
My mate frequently sends me photos of his dinner.
that was gonna say.
If he's having burgers, it's often 3 burgers.
Yeah.
If he's having meat and 3 veg, it's on 2 plates. There's 6 snags, fucking full plate of mash, garlic bread on a 3rd plate.
Jesus.
You would think he's the fattest cunt in the world, but he's ripped to shreds and he doesn't really work out that much. And fuck, it pisses me off.
You know, that's fair.
Yeah, that's interesting. I thought that was going to go somewhere else when he said he sends me a photo of his dinner.
Right, okay.
But that's a man that's flexing hard. He's obviously got a really fast metabolism. Because I got a couple of mates like that. The great Logan Peter Payne, Tauranga greatest, Mount Maunganui there. Go visit him at Sisters. Go upstairs. He'll show you around the camera room.
Edit that out.
He is so skinny. He's skinny as a rake, and he drinks and eats like an absolute animal.
Yeah.
And some people got fast metabolism, and obviously that guy is flexing hard on whoever that caller is, and I can understand you getting frustrated by him
he's
sending.
upset.
Who eats meat and 3 veg on 3 different plates? A plate of meat, a plate of veg, and a plate of potatoes.
My cogs are turning here, mate, and I can't quite figure out what's going on. So this contributor's reached out to his favourite sports adjacent podcast to voice his issues of the way his mate consumes food.
Not consumes it. I think it's the way he's sharing it and consuming it and showing off the fact that he can eat 9 sausages.
And still be
ripped.
Oh, no, that would upset me too.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, it's a flex.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Are you running just the 1 plate for your dinner, G Lane?
Who isn't?
Yeah, I know.
Actually, in essence, I run 4 plates because I eat my dinner and then I finish my kids' dinner.
Do you?
Yeah,
that's fair.
that's a dad's prerogative. He's basically a human waste disposal unit. Where I actually, when we go out for dinner or we go out for lunch, I don't order anything.
That's a good move
because the kids don't eat their food.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that's $25 that eggs.
That would hurt. I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah, and then I just hoover it up.
Yeah.
It's the $12 smoothie they buy that really kills you.
Oh.
And they don't finish it. It's not very nice. It's like, you fucking little shit.
That's right. Oh, well, keep us updated, contributor. I'll be keen to hear what your mate's sending you.
No, but what kind of revenge can he do?
Oh.
What should he send back?
Tits.
Right? It's his own.
Yep.
Okay.
That's a good idea. How about something to put him off his food?
Yeah, that's true. Like what you've done with your food 8 hours later. So maybe just a dump shot.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's a good shot. And to send back, rate my dump. Remember that website? What was the greatest website early on the internet?
I don't.
It was early internet.
Rate my dump.
Rate my poo.
RateMyPoo.com.
Yeah. RateMyPoo.com. One of the great first early social media sites where you go on there and contribute, vote.
Now, forgive me, this might seem obvious, but you just put a photo of your dump up there and then people would rate it.
Correct.
Okay.
Tinder for poos.
Times have changed.
It was that was simpler times.
Tinder for poos.
That was simpler times.
Did you get a hookup on there?
Yeah,
did you?
yeah.
Really?
Some of the ones on there were inhuman. Anyway, they probably weren't human.
Some of the things I've seen you do are inhuman.
That's true. It's not about me.
G'day boys, Jake here from Ealing Station, Mid Canterbury.
Oh yeah,
big bus trip for us this weekend from Hines to Cheviot, 2 3/4 hour, about 3 hours in the van.
Sexy
we'll pick up the Roadwood Fresh, a couple of boxes of the Export Ultra, and go straight. Hey, Cheviot, Mashy, isn't that? Didn't you get pegged on a fence post or by a fence post up there? You lose your virginity like that. Anyway, fellas, see you at Raywood Fresh by the airport.
Oh, yep, nice.
About 12 o'clock. Fuck, North Canterbury. And South Canterbury.
So there you go. So now, this went back, this road trip, Mania and I vaguely thought it would be a good idea for us to head to Christchurch and just head to Raywood Fresh there.
It's been some time since it's there.
Yeah, and jump on the bus trip with the boys from Hines on their way to Cheviot.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But we never got around to it. Life got busy, and we never ended up doing it. And then they sent a message in saying, "Hey, we waited for you for half an hour, and no one turned up."
Oh, that's quite sad, actually.
So they're doing it again.
Yeah.
Godspeed. Good luck.
When is it?
And this weekend.
This weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
So the Hines, well, that's a long roadie, man.
It's one of the great routes, though. Cheviot's lovely, man.
3 hours on the bus each way.
From where to where?
Hines to Cheviot.
Bullshit. Where's Hines?
Beans means Hines. I don't know where. Oh, Hines is South Canterbury somewhere, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, apparently it's way down. Okay,
they're
so
from
it's
Ealing.
way south.
They're from
Right.
Ealing Station. They're the
So
one.
it almost take more than 3 hours.
Yeah. So, and what's the pegging situation? Is that a story we should know about?
There are a couple of details wrong with that story. The location's accurate. That's where I lost my virginity.
In Cheviot?
In Cheviot, yeah, against a fence post there. It was at a bush duff. It was when drum and bass was looming large over the North Canterbury region, and we went out there for a
Fence post, like a strainer?
No, I think people think that maybe the fence post went up my ass or something. That's not how that went. There was another party involved. It was me.
Okay, it was a lovemaking situation.
It was a lovemaking situation
against a
I
strainer.
just had to prop myself up against a fence post because it was 3-4 a.m. and I think I was on the Billy Mavs that night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The pegging thing's not, from what I remember,
okay, well,
not
so
100% accurate.
So that's
but
been
those are the rumours.
That sounds like it's been exaggerated by Matt Heath or Wells.
Yeah, it does feel
story.
like that.
Yeah.
Have you ever played cricket at Cheviot?
No.
It's one of the more beautiful cricket grounds. A couple of palm trees right in the middle of the lakeside boundary, but otherwise, mate.
Really?
It's a
Cheviot.
picture in Cheviot. All the private school boys from Christchurch boys go out there and play because, mum and dad have to farm.
Yeah.
Then Richie's go into town.
Yeah.
And then they come back out. And if you verse Cheviot in cricket over the summer break, it is like you might as well be versing the fucking New Zealand A side.
Right.
And then if you verse them during the term, you might as well be versing, I don't know, the world shittest cricket team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next one. How many we got to get through? Next one, yours, please.
Just sitting here listening to the Yours Please Omnibus and very scared I'm going to hear my own voice come up shortly. But anyway, on the shitload, 250ml,
please.
If that was pure alcohol, say a bottle of vodka is 40%, that's a litre, that's 400ml of pure alcohol, which would mean 2/3 of a bottle of vodka is a shitload if you measure it for pure alcohol.
Yeah.
And I think that's a pretty good metric.
Okay. These people are getting very technical on what a shitload is. In terms of what a shitload is in terms of drinking a shitload. So his theory is that the shits are 250. So 250 mil, 40. He's gone into science, but his whole science is based on a bottle of vodka, which.
But
look, 3/4 of a bottle of vodka for me is a shitload.
Yeah.
If you're drinking 3/4 on your own,
oh mate,
that's a shitload.
That's blackout stuff.
Yeah. So.
But again, he's getting that mil from the conversion from a gram that we said a shit literally was.
Yes.
This is there's too many bridges to cross here.
Yeah.
I think we need look from here on in. If you're gonna contact us about this shitload thing, can you send us a productive
flow chart maybe of how it works?
Yeah, like we need to come up with some kind of algorithm or something that is correct, and we can move on with our life.
I think we need a national average.
A national average.
I think we need a national average. Like what is the normal amount people drink?
Yeah.
What is above average? What's excessive?
What is the normal amount of people drink?
Well, you go to
6 beers?
You go to the doctor and they're like, but why don't they do it in beers or glasses of wine? Instead, you go there and it's units. And I'm sitting there, doctor goes, how many units do you drink? I'm like, well, how many units in a beer? And he goes, depends how alcoholic it is.
All of a sudden you feel like you're back in stats.
And then I'm like, okay, so about 5% beer, what's that? And he goes, oh, that's about 1.2 units. And I'm like, okay, well, if I have
a couple of rum and cokes on
if I
Tuesday.
Had 10 beers, what's that? Well, that's
that's
13 units. Well, we go 16 units? And the guy goes, nah. Well, okay.
And the answer and the result's always the same. Mate, you're drinking too much piss.
Yeah, you need to. No, they don't say you drink too much. I think you need to maybe just monitor that.
Yeah.
That's
anything over 3 a week, I think they go, hey, you should
probably monitor that. So I think we should actually just work out what the average New Zealand mean of a shitload is, and then just say that's what it is, okay? Some could be under that, some could be over that, but that's like anything else. Some people are lighter than others, some people are taller than others, some people are bigger than others.
What's par for you on a night out, G Lane? Oh, but par
what's a
changes
big
as
night
well.
though? It depends. What's par when I'm having
6 beers?
When I'm having friends over? Oh, look, if I was at friends over for a barbecue,
Because let's be honest, you're
Depends how late.
double bogeying most nights.
yeah,
so.
it depends how late it's going to go on. So recently went away with a group of friends. I would say
that's a unique situation,
yeah,
isn't it? 'Cause
so
Steve Mather was involved.
Yeah. Steve Mather was there. I would say I probably drank maybe 10 beers.
Yeah.
And then got onto the red wines, which I struggled with actually.
Oh, right.
I had to flip back. I had to flip back to the.
But again, though, back to your situation
Chardonnays.
with the doctors. If you are a wine drinker, converting wine to standards is a disaster.
Yeah, because you got different like glasses as well.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, okay.
Okay,
Well,
how many
we'll
more
work
of
out a
these
shitload,
shitters
and we'll
have we
just.
got?
I'll work out a shitload, and we'll just put it to bed.
Yeah, I think so.
3 to go.
Yeah, g'day lads. Just to circle back on the old shitload of piss conversation, putting some proper maths to it, if a shit's 250 grams, one standard alcoholic beverage contains 10 grams of alcohol. So that means there's 25 standard drinks of alcohol in a shitload of beers.
I don't hate it. I don't mind that.
Okay.
It's unnecessarily confusing, but I don't mind where we've ended up.
But what's with the alcohol level? What's with that? With the alcohol?
No, because what he's saying is he's taken that piece of information that someone annoyingly threw up the other day, because now we're all clinging onto it, and that's that the average shit weighs somewhere between 150 and 250 grams. The most unnecessary part of this entire thing was this piece of information that was revealed.
Well, it's technically a load of shit.
Yes,
so
that's right. Yeah. That's why we ended up with that. And he's saying that in each beer, Joe Jerry, I'm looking at you because I'm going to need your help on this, that there's 10 grams.
We'll play it again. Play it again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, g'day lads. Just to circle back on the old shitload of piss conversation, putting some proper maths to it, if a shit's 250 grams,
yeah, there we go.
One standard alcoholic beverage contains 10 grams of alcohol.
Oh, okay.
So that means there's 25 standard drinks of alcohol in a shitload of beers.
Yep. Okay. And I like where that gets us.
Yeah, okay, I'm okay with that. I just still need a number though.
Yeah, because what happens if you're not having
a 250 gram dump? That's the maximum. Okay, anyway, sorry. Next one, yours, please.
Hey lads.
G'day, mate.
It's the 5'6" midget here again.
Oh, g'day, mate.
I just want to ask G Lane, where the fuck was the ACC Golf in Christchurch this year?
Oh. Yeah.
I've been there the last 3 years, and I can confirm I drank a shitload of beers, and I played a shitload more golf shots.
Well, that answers your question, doesn't it?
Where the fuck was that this year? Come on, mate.
Hey, look, I'll be totally honest. 2025 was a difficult year for a lot of people, including our sponsors, including us.
Yeah.
Getting around the country playing golf tournaments and getting on the piss is probably the top of the list of what I like to do. But we couldn't do it last year. No. We are looking to bring it back at the end of the year. But just had to take a wee break while people were getting fired left, right and centre and made redundant.
Yeah.
And cost cutting, it's interesting, isn't it? If you're in a business, because we are half owned by a bigger corporate.
Even you saying that, I think people might have just crashed their car.
Well,
just thinking that the ACC is under some kind of corporate entity.
Well, no, we couldn't be seen to be doing it. It's an optics thing. It's like during COVID.
People forget that we are part of a media business.
Yeah, during COVID, KFC made more money than anyone else. Like, they were fucking making money hand over fist when they opened up the restaurants again.
Yep.
They had so much money, but they couldn't be seen to be advertising it or spending money because it looked like they were doing well and everyone else wasn't. This was the same scenario. People are getting boned left, right and centre, and the ACC are in Christchurch smashing piss.
Swanning around
and playing golf. The optics aren't great.
The optics are how 90% of decisions are made here at the ACC.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. And the optics just this year
wasn't great.
For the Golf Opens
was
not great.
No.
But
we're going to be back. We're going to be back.
Oh, we are going to be back?
Yeah,
I was going to ask you
I was thinking of going more rural, actually. I was thinking maybe not Christchurch, maybe North Canterbury, maybe South Canterbury, maybe go Timaru.
Have we considered Cheviot?
Yeah, Cheviot, go up to North Canterbury, and then maybe one game in South Canterbury. I'm looking at Timaru, Oamaru kind of area.
Yeah.
Maybe Ash Vegas.
Oh, Jesus.
Maybe not too close. But anyway, send your suggestions if you want us to come down there, because I'm keen to just go a bit more regional rather than that kind of city type area. It can get fucking expensive. Like it's not free to do that.
I know it's hard as well, contributor, but in the meantime, while we're not coming down this year, you can still play around a golf and smash a shitload of beers.
Yes, you
you just get a couple of mates together and go and do that.
Difference was he won't get provided that shitload of beers.
Yeah, no, that is a key difference, and I appreciate that. But just this year, you have to make do.
Okay, next one, yours, please. 2 more. Last one. Okay.
Yeah, g'day, G Lane.
G'day, mate.
Hey, mate, I know that I've never met you, but fuck, I love you, buddy.
Thanks, man.
But you really
that.
need better friends. None of these pricks have come to help you out in your time of need, mate. So, fuck it, I'll jump in that fire with you. These pricks with a very thick accent need to settle down at these fucking junior rugby games, eh? Holy, we had one that was having a stroke in the weekend. Fucking hell, boys. It's not the World Cup. Love you,
Love you, babes. Love you, babes.
mate.
Thank you for that. You know what? I actually got more support out of the back of the South African parent tirade than I did abuse from South Africans. So a lot of people under their breath going,
that's a win.
They're saying, so fucking true.
Yeah.
Like, no one wanted to say it, but it's
There's
so
a lot.
fucking
There's
true.
a lot of that.
It's so true. And son played at East Coast Bays in the weekend.
How'd that go, Jim?
Changed his last name on the team list. And then sent the grandparents along because I was away. I sent the grandparents along, and all the other parents from my son's team were like, Mike's too pussy to come down here, is he? And they're like, no, he's away. And they're like, sure. Sure.
Oh, that's funny.
They're out with the pitchforks. Don't worry. They're out with the pitchforks.
Did he win or nah? East Coast Bays are quite good, aren't they?
Nah, they didn't win. They are quite good. They played a team that have been undefeated for a few years.
Well, you know why? It's because they've got a fucking
They're
fire
intense.
up their ass.
They're intense. Get up there!
At what age?
You must fuck them up!
What's the... Because I grew up playing what's going to get described as a slur sport, but grow up playing football. What's the age group and what happens? So about... Are they at this age that your kids are at now?
Yes.
Are we what is being labelled as full-fledged rugby?
Yeah.
There are rucks, there's...
Oh, yeah, there's rucks. Yeah, at this stage, if you're in... He's in J5, so you're looking at 8-year-olds. There's rucks. There's no scrums or line-outs. It's just a tap. But there are full mauls and rucks and tackling and stuff.
Fuck, that is quite intense, eh?
Oh, yeah, especially when one kid can drop people.
Yeah.
And...
Do you have to teach... Like, have you been teaching, I don't know, yours to kind of get over top of it?
Yeah, get over it. We call it the cowboy, where as they go to tackle, one has to get over the top of the ball to protect it.
Yeah.
Because they're like rats and mice, those kids. They're coming from all angles.
I bet.
But, oh, yeah, my son absolutely folded some girl the other week. It was... Did not on purpose.
So it's still mixed.
Yeah. And they're way better than the boys.
Yeah, I bet they are.
Yeah. Way quicker, way more disciplined.
Way smarter.
Boys are doing goose steps and trying to fucking...
Yep.
Like do the worst sidestepping of all time.
So what? Just drop the shoulder?
Oh yeah.
Just
stepped straight into him. He was on the line, crouched on the line, and it was one of those like, ooh. And I gave him an ice cream afterwards.
Atta boy,
yeah, good boy.
Atta boy.
Good boy.
That's how you do it,
Was she
son.
South African?
Yeah. That's right. Okay.
Right, that does the Omnibus.
I enjoy those.
Keep them coming through. Like we say, we'll play a couple per episode, but because we don't play them during the episode, doesn't mean we're not going to play them, because we'll play them every Thursday on the Omnibus.
And it's great, isn't it? Because quite often conversations with Tighter Ribbon on, we just get to come back to
the shitload.
And we get to rake over the coals again
and
again.
We're going to have to tie a bow on the shitload. On that one, at some
At least
stage.
today we've tied a ribbon on two things: the 4x100 meter relay,
that needed a ribbon,
and the shitload.
Yes, I don't think we.
Oh, the shitload's not.
I don't think we have shitload. Anyway, we're back tomorrow. James McConey's in for a Super Rugby special.
Are we sure?
We've got our finalists too of our Max Raft, New Zealand's next top commentator, because we're going to announce the winners tomorrow night live during the commentary.
Your entries in.
That's right. I will catch you later.
You've been listening to the ACC's Agenda podcast, brought to you by Export Ultra. For more episodes, like and follow on iHeartradio or wherever you get your podcasts.